Hi, and welcome back to AI and 5. I'm your host, Simon Chris. Joining me today is Jim Stewart. Now, Jim is the CEO of Stewart Media, and they're a digital media agency. For those of you that love Perplexity, you're going to love this talk as we delve into the rise of generative AI search. Hi, Jim, and welcome to AI and 5.
Hi, Simon. Thanks for having me.
No, happy to have you here. We'll jump right in. We've only got 5 minutes. This is a topic so close to my heart, which is the impact that generative AI is having on search facilities. I'm an absolute supporter of Perplexity. I tend to use it more than Google these days. That's just me. But what are you seeing when you're out? I mean, this is the stuff you're talking about all the time.
Yeah, well, when we first saw, say, ChatGPT come out in late 2022, we thought, oh, yeah, this is interesting. This is fun. This could be useful.
Yep.
But when ChatGPT introduced plugins with internet access in early of 2023, that's when we knew it was a complete game changer as far as search was concerned. And
Mm.
at the time, I said to our team, we've either got to replicate ourselves before someone else does, or we're going to go, we're going to be redundant because we could see where all this was heading. And for us, Google has been working on what they call zero-click results for quite some time. And that is when you go to Google and you just
Mhm.
want an answer for something. So you might just go into Google and say, what's the weather going to be today? One of the top searches in Google is weather. And
Yep.
Google's very good at providing that information. And they don't want people to leave the Google search engine ecosystem because they want you to stay there and maybe Google something else and click on an ad, and because that's where Google makes their money.
Yep.
But what ChatGPT and these other tools have done is that they've sort of leapfrogged that process because Google's always been trying to do this, and they've just provided answers. And the first search engine that we saw that came out of this, I think it was last year. Everything's moved so fast. Was Perplexity AI,
Yep.
AI, and which runs on OpenAI GPT models. And that in itself was a game changer in that you didn't have to go and click through 10 blue links. And even
Mm.
just with using ChatGPT, we use it a lot for technical things. You normally just go and Google something and you would, it might have been a technical question to do with code or something. And you would have to go and click on all these different links, all these different blog posts. And of course, our industry, SEOs, have spent many, many years writing really, really long articles because that
Yeah.
way, it's got lots of words in it, can
Yeah.
rank possibly better.
Well,
Uh,
I keep getting asked by my guys, write a pillar article that will drive SEO, right? And I'm kind of thinking, what is all this going to do to the SEO, SEM type market?
yeah, it's going to turn it on its head. So we've been a little bit different in the industry in that we've been advocating user first experience before thinking about Google. So if
Mm.
you're going to write anything, think about your users first, and think like if you're going to write anything for us with e-commerce businesses, which we deal with mainly, it's make it sales copy, make it sure that it's useful to the user. Think about Google as a secondary event. But what this does is it takes it to the next level because all these let's call them AI search tools, like we've just searched GPT's just launched from
Hmm.
OpenAI. Perplexity AI is another one. There's a few more out there. I actually built one off my own desktop the other week just using these tools. What they're all doing is they're not doing search as we would traditionally think it in the case of Google, where you've got all your 10 blue links. They're actually your search assistant. They're going off and doing a search for you and coming back and bringing the answers as you want them.
Mm.
So what they are is they're time saving. And the thing to remember is that these assistants are going to be looking for the same sorts of things that you want to find. So you don't have to go and make all the decisions about the 10 blue links. You don't have to make the decisions about which one to click on because it's going to tell you, it's going to curate that for you. Uh,
Mm.
and that's the big difference. And what we're telling all our clients when we started looking at this, 2 years ago was you've got to start really doubling down on the things that are important to your customers. What are they? And to me, the big ones are things like reviews. In the case of e-commerce sites. It's things like shipping information. It's all that stuff that shoppers want to know quickly. And you've got to make that easy to find and understand for these AI scrapers and these AI
Mm.
search tools.
And so I guess the next obvious question then is, I mean, Google make a lot of money out of paid advertising and bits and pieces. Do you see the perplexities and search GPTs and stuff starting, at some point to do some kind of paid ranking of answers, or do you think those days are just over? That that's not a place where you're going to advertise anymore.
It's a really good question because I thought Google would have come out with something like a shopping assistant 18 months ago. I
Yeah.
thought they would have had some sort of bot that we could just use for shopping. Like Shopify's got one, right?
Hmm.
Shopify's got an app that you can just shop through the Shopify sites. And Google's got all this data at this disposal. Google still has all that information. They all have all the user data. So they're really in a prime position, but they've got this institutional inertia, I think, in being able to get these things to market quickly. And I think that one of the things that uh, these other tools don't have, which actually users find useful, but they may not admit it, is things like good e-commerce shopping ads.
What I'd love to ask everybody, and I'll ask you really quickly, is what's your one tip for people that are just starting out in Gen AI?
In Gen AI, I would tell everyone, treat this like it's your assistant. And if you think you have the world's best assistant sitting next to you in any topic that you want to think of, how would you brief them? Because that's how you've got to prompt. And if you
Perfect.
can grasp that, that will stand you in really good stead.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Jim. This has been a great AI and 5. Look forward to chatting again with you soon.
Thanks, Simon. Great to see you.